Hi, you clicked on to today's tropical tip for Monday. You can really tell it's October now. Look at all the stratocumulus clouds showing up in the Atlantic now, indicating colder air coming in as autumn advances. And we're getting closer to winter and the end of the season over here, so we're going to start winding down, but not quite yet because we still got things to watch. We got this out here, still dying to dry air, not really excited about this developing. What I'm more concerned about is this area right here in the southwest Caribbean, monsoonal circulation that is gradually developing, going over here. Here's the center, low pressure right here, located right off the northeast tip of Nicaragua, and we got north-northwest winds coming off the Honduras and Nicaraguan coasts, and this is going to be moving up over here during the next couple of days, albeit very slowly. Steering currents are going to be rather light, and this will probably meander around, come up in here. The models are not really excited about this developing and have backed off considerably after having almost unanimous support for development of a hurricane in here. They've backed off, and there's really no reason why they shouldn't continue to try organizing. There is still some large-scale sinking in air in here, but the pattern is arguing for it to reverse over the next five days or so, and after 10 days we'll be starting to reverse to upward motion in this area of the world again. So this is going to be gradually diminishing. This is going to be sitting around here for a while, and notice the front across the Atlantic, and this is the tail end of the front in here. This is the classic setup, tail end of the front, look out for development near the tail kind of deal. This is a good situation. You got an outflow aloft, upper anticyclone over the area. This isn't leaving, and there's really no reason why this should just disappear and fizzle. This is going to be sticking around. One of the problems the models have is taking it into Central America and having it die or scoot out into the Eastern Pacific. I still don't think it's going into the Eastern Pacific, and although it is tangling with Central America, it's something we need to continue to watch. One of the things that the models have been showing is the GFS tries to take it down over Central America. If we notice out to day 3, you see the trough into Eastern North America, and you got this ridge sticking its nose in here, so you can see the light northerly flow in here, but you got the trough trying to take stuff out, so you got the system stuck somewhere in between probably over here, and the GFS tries to have it follow the flow and try to come out over here, and what may be more likely is that the steering currents are weak and it meanders around in this area and kind of doesn't get very far in either direction. You can see it pulled out a little over here, then brought back down towards the coast, just in this general area over here near Central America and the Northwest Caribbean, and this is going to be something that will be sticking around. I don't think it'll be going away anytime soon. If we look at the European day 2, remember this thing sitting over here off of California and Baja, Mexico. This is something that's going to be eventually coming across and taking this out. Remember, the trough here lifts out, and if we go out to day 5, the ridge builds in over the top, and this is exactly what could take the storm out and try to force it into Central America and make it die. But this ridge is progressive, which means it comes out and this trough is going to replace it. Remember, you start digging in the trough in here, you got this sitting off here, so you're going to have this come across and have a piece come in and phase with it, and you're going to get a trough over the central United States, and we do get that on the model here. If we go out to day 8, piece comes down, you get a phased trough, and there's your trough coming in to the central United States, which is going to try to bring stuff out of this area. If we have anything at all sitting in here, it's going to try to get drawn north or northeast into the Gulf of Mexico or the Northwest Caribbean. So there's still lots of room for mischief to try to get going in here and get pulled up into areas that could get affected by rainfall or whatever it may be. Central America will be certainly getting a lot of rainfall from this. Cuba, Southeast United States will have to keep an eye on this. Although it is tangling with land right now, if it gets out over water, it could develop quickly. We've been seeing the hurricane models such as the GFDL and the HWRF. They take it out over water for a little while and actually really ramp it up once it gets over water, then they take it back over land. So what that's saying to you is that conditions are ripe, that if it does get out here and clears land long enough, it can really go to town, and won't take very long to do so because the water is warm in here and conditions aloft are actually pretty good. So we're going to have to be keeping a close eye on this to see if it tries to get over water and cause some issues. We're also going to have to watch out to the east in this area in 10 to 15 days. If we look at the GFS, day 15, notice all the lowering of pressures going on over here, Eastern Caribbean, Central Atlantic. Been talking about this for a little while now. We're going to have to see if we can get something coming up The intertropical convergence zone will probably get drawn northward in here. You'll try to see some sort of a low development and come up to the west-northwest towards the eastern Caribbean. See if we can get another storm to form east of 60 west. Will be interesting to see. It might wait until the eastern Caribbean to get going, but this area is going to be lighting up as upward motion starts focusing back over the tropics, and we're not going to be done yet. Even if we don't get Richard named in here, we'll probably try to get it named out here, and then we'll see if we can get Sherry down the road as well. We could get Richard here and have Sherry here, who knows, but that would bring us to 18 named storms, which would fulfill my quota forecasted for the season. So we'll see how it goes. We'll start winding down eventually here. We've got a couple more threats left on the table, and these folks in here should continue to look out. Actually, more in here. Texas, I think you can rest easy for now. Probably not too much of a concern left for you guys this season. These guys in here should continue to watch, though, for any potential threats down the road. Heading over quickly now to the western Pacific, we see Typhoon Maggie over here, known as Juan in the Philippines, came across Luzon over here and is now exiting off into the, I believe this is called the China Sea, west of the Philippines over here. You can see how the core got ripped up as soon as the eye made landfall. It completely filled up. This is what the Philippines do to typhoons, but this is a devastating storm. Miraculously, I've seen only one death reported in the news on this, but damage has been catastrophic in here from this system. Rainfall certainly a big problem. Winds ripped up a whole bunch of stuff. This made landfall as a Category 5 super typhoon and is coming out as a Category 2 now. The core is going to need to be rebuilt. You can see a little bit of northward movement coming out of this now. We're probably going to get this trying to recurve. Notice the big sweeping trough over the far east over here. This is probably going to try to get tugged north. May try to pull off a curve like this down the road over here, try to come up and curve out. The forecast continues to call for this going into China over here. We'll see how that goes. Maybe a little too far south, but China will have to watch this. And if it does curve out, interesting thing about this is you got the trough over here in the ridge sitting off of Japan. And if this were to curve out, it would be a very nice teleconnection for the idea that we're going to get the ridge coming across, building in here, a new trough coming down and trying to draw stuff out of here into the Gulf of Mexico. That would be a very nice teleconnection if we get the typhoon to recurve like that as well. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.